Hey guys, DrewFlight here. We're back, and you're probably wondering why I got a Mothership box here when I've already done a video, in fact 2 videos on Mothership. I did my original review, and I did a second smaller one for the re-release and the expansion that came out. Well, the expansion Kickstarter didn't go as planned. It actually fell just short of funding, and the project was canceled. However, the designer Peter Sanderson was awesome to his loyal followers and backers and decided to make a extremely small print run of the expansion and make it available through his website. So I went ahead and picked myself up a copy, and it got here extremely quickly. Now the downside is being that it wasn't a full production run. We didn't get actual packaging, so it came in this. I'm hopefully going to fit everything in the main box. I know the ships aren't going to fit in the awesome ship tray that came with Mothership, but we'll get in here and take a look. So the name of the expansion was Into the Vortex. It adds the Nebulous, Wormholes, and classes to the game. I also got the 2 new fleet colors. I think they were added on extra, which you might still be able to get from the site. I'm not sure about that. I know the expansions, the limited ones he had, did sell out. But here's a section on our new class cards. The class cards give you 2 new abilities, one that's always in play and one that can be used once during the game, so you have to kind of think and plan around when you want to use it. Adds a little bit more strategy as well as some more variety. Then we have a little errata section here clarifying some of the rules. We have a new setup using the new Nebulas, as well as a couple examples over here of some of the new things. On the back there's a whole section for Wormholes, and then some more rules clarifications on the bottom. Inside our box here we have a thank you letter here from Mr. Peter Sanderson. And I think no, I didn't change anything. Everything's back the way it was. So you have our packet of cards here. Now in these are the 2 new victory point counters for the 2 new fleet colors. I believe these come with the fleets, not with the expansion. I'm not positive on that. Again, I'll have to double check what comes with what, but I know you could buy them separate. What we do have here, though, are the new roll cards. These are the different roles that you can take on: tactician, scientist, politician, pirate, navigator, engineer, economist, defender, attacker, and archaeologist. All of them have an action that can be done once per game, and they tech down here, which you get to keep permanently as long as you're that class. Cool backs on them as well. So on to the next thing we have the Nebula tiles. These are pretty cool. This is something, again, I would love to see cut out of acrylic, but these ones are plenty fine. The color is nice and bright on them, as you can see. And I think they're different. Yeah, they're definitely different than the asteroid setups. And they do have the same small issue. It's not as bad with these as it was with the asteroids. We're fitting 2 of them together. See, these actually do fit. So maybe he did take that into consideration and work on it a little. The asteroids in the original game did not like to link together at all. So these seem to be cut a hair smaller so that that is possible, so you can combine them right together to make new and interesting shapes out of them. And they are in all new shapes. You get 2 of each shape, and I believe there's 10 total. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10 total in there. So you combine these with the asteroids from the first game, as well as you can make all sorts of new board designs, as well as there's a couple new larger boards that are available from a third-party company to print and have sent to you. Next in here we have our wormhole tiles. These can be used in a couple of different ways. They can be used to link multiple boards together into one large board. They can be spread throughout the map to make shortcuts to get back and forth. One of the things we've been having fun with is putting them face down, which makes them colorless, and then having people discover them. Flip them up, and until you discover the matching color, you can't use them. So it makes it kind of random where they go. That's a really interesting thing and adds a little bit more exploration to the game as well. And then the last things we have in here are our two new fleet colors. And I do think they came out pretty sharp looking. So we have our new black fleet, the Mothership, Fighter, and Bomber. Same detail that's in the original one, just new colors. They come with the same clear stands that the originals came with. And our new black colony station. And of course our black capture markers. And then finally we have our gray fleet, silver. And there you see our fighter, bomber, and mothership of those. I kind of expect them a little more silver. They came out more of a gray, but they do have this cool metallic tone to them. I don't know if the camera picks it up very well, but they do have like a metallic flake to them, which is really cool. Makes them not just a gray like they look. And then finally we have our silver gray colony station there. The new set also comes with some new artifacts to replace a couple of the ones from the original set. And they have more useful abilities on them. One thing I will complain about is that the backs on these cards are white, where the backs on the original cards are black. So, well, it really doesn't matter for the artifact cards because you're using the numbered tokens that go under the planets to get them. Some people have made custom rules. We've even done a few things where they're randomly drawn. And you really can't do that because these can't be shuffled into the deck with the original ones without them being pretty obvious. So that's my minor nitpick on this, but other than that, really I have no complaints. So there's a quick look at Into the Vortex, the expansion for Mothership from Peter Sanderson. It adds a little bit more variety to the game. The Nebulas combined with the asteroids from the original game give you a lot more variety in map design. The new artifacts replace some of the ones that weren't so desirable from the original game. The new roll cards give you new abilities that can be used throughout the game, as well as that once a game ability to really make each game stand out and unique. The new colored fleets, while really cool, just give you more options unless you want to spend the extra money to get the Mothership control panel for them and the tokens to go with it. I did not pick those up yet, but I'm probably going to, just to expand my game to be able to hold up to 8 players instead of the 6 that came with my deluxe version. Would have been nice to see those come in this. I think originally they might have been planned to. I can't remember right now, but it was something that got broke up and split so people could buy basically piecemeal what they wanted, which gave them a little more, kept the cost down while giving you a little more variety and things, so you can buy those extra player boards to play 8 players if you're ever going to. For people who were never going to use 6 player or more than 6 players, you don't have to spend anything more than you have to, and you still have the other 2 colors as an option. There's also the add-on boards that you can buy. I'll put a link down in the description for those. There's 2 different sizes of those that give you a lot of different variety in the maps that you can build for the game. But anyway, I really like Mothership. It's a fun, tactical type game. Kind of reminds me of chess in space. I've used that description a lot for it. This expansion gives you a little bit more to customize your games to set up some really cool and variable battlefields, as well as giving you the new options of the roll cards, new colored fleets to pick from, which, like I said, these are more of a cosmetic thing unless you buy the 8-player add-on. And definitely want to look into buying one of the larger boards for myself to really make use of the wormholes as well as make use of all 8 players. though you can squeeze it on the standard board, especially if you're playing teams. The Nebula mechanics are cool and new. The wormholes are cool. They're really the core of the expansion, and of course the roll cards. Overall though, it's a nice addition. I hope that it does get picked up by someone and put into production, because I know there's a lot of people out there who bought the base Mothership game who would love to get their hands on these, but missed out on the chance because it was such a limited print run. I have a feeling that we're going to see it come up at some point. And if you do see it available, go ahead and snatch it up. If you're a fan of Mothership, you're going to like what it adds to the game. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this look at Into the Vortex, the expansion for Mothership from Peter Sanderson. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll see you in the next video.